ladies and gentlemen, this is JT from Above and Below. But I want to talk about Lomachenko and Crawford and all this back and forth. And I remember I said, "Who's my pound number one fighter right now?" But I want to break it down a little bit more between these two and why. And this should be, and y'all should know this, but this should be my, and this is the reason why I consider this person my pound number one. Because of this reasons, right? But I'm gonna break it down. Because these fighters, both Terence Crawford and Vasyl Lomachenko, are very similar. I see they, as in, okay, because Vasyl Lomachenko, he's fighting in 3 weight divisions, and Terence Crawford too. I mean, they almost the same height. Lomachenko is 5'7", I think. And he's got a shorter reach, got 65-inch, but Terence Crawford is a 5'8" and got a 7'4" reach. He's got a longer reach, right? And they both the same age, but and their opponents, right? I would say, and they both is with the top rank, right? And one thing about Terence Crawford, Lomachenko don't do, he don't switch to orthodox to southpaw to orthodox. He's a southpaw fighter, Lomachenko. Terence Crawford is both. You know what I'm saying? He moves very well. He's defensive wise, he's got good defensive skills. He get hit sometimes here and there, but that's when he gotta leave that tough guy that leave it outside of the ring and start concentrating on being a boxer instead of a brawler, right? Because he can do that too at the same time, but he know sometimes he can go off the path and he'll tangle with you. Terence Crawford will. Lomachenko, I think, is more a little bit. He know better than that, right? He know he know better not to. He know you ain't gonna. He ain't gonna let you get him brawling with him and stuff like that, because that's not his strong point in his fighting game, right? One thing is, Lomachenko is a very skilled fighter too, puncher. He breaks you down just like Crawford do. Crawford breaks you down, then knock you out, and then just like Lomachenko, he'll knock you down, but he don't knock you out. Not in the weight division he's in now. He ain't been knocking out people. He been knocking them down. Terence Crawford been TKOing people. I'm not saying he been knocking out people as in they couldn't get up. I'm not talking about that type of knockout. He been TKO like as in the rest been stopping the fight, right? Which these fighters was very hurt, right? They couldn't really continue, or maybe they could have continued, but they want to. Safety comes first, right? But one thing about Terence Crawford did that Lomachenko's trying to do is be the undisputed. He's been undisputed at 140, the light welterweight division. Vasyl Lomachenko is trying to be that at a lightweight division. You know what I'm saying? One thing I'd like to see these fighters move up 4 or 5 weight classes just like everybody else did. Lomachenko, it seems like Lomachenko's not going to be able to do that. I think that Terence Crawford have a chance of doing it. Maybe one more weight division we'll see. Terence Crawford might do. I don't know. Because, Floyd and everybody else will move up. Roy Jones Jr. and I think Shane Mosley and Manny Pacquiao. I mean, the greats, you know what I'm saying? The Hall of Famers moved up 4, 5, 6 weight classes. You know what I'm saying? James Toney, you know what I'm saying? All them fighters, man, et cetera, right? And, only 3 weight classes. And one thing is, Lomachenko, it's not as far about, saying that he's better than Muhammad Ali and this. But this is not the video to talk about this. I'm going off a subject. But getting back to them, that's the difference right there. And another difference is, Lomachenko got 1 loss. Terence Crawford never got defeated yet. You know what I'm saying? He's still an undefeated fighter. He's got more wins because he never stayed in amateurs and had over like close to 400 fights. Terence Crawford, but Lomachenko did. That's why he came out late. But that's Lomachenko's fault, right? I would say that, and then the thing is, that the one loss that Lomachenko has, it was against Orlando Salido, which he didn't ever avenge. I mean, Orlando Salido is retired now, but he could have revenged that fight. I don't know why he never wanted to revenge that fight. I mean, he still would have hit that loss there, but it would have been better if he revenged it and left no doubt. You see what I'm saying? He left a doubt. Terrence Crawford, he don't you can't. Ain't no doubt. I mean, of course he can get beat, and Lomachenko can get beat, but it's been he's an undefeated fighter, Terrence Crawford. So ain't no, we don't need to talk about that, right? About him. Lomachenko has one loss on his resume, and another thing too. At the same time, their opponents is about the same thing. Both of them are very skilled fighters. Who's the better skilled fighter? I would say Terrence Crawford, and this is the reason why I say Terrence Crawford, right? Because he get hit a little bit, but I think Lomachenko get hit a lot more than Terrence Crawford, and he been knocked down. You see what I'm saying? I guess who's that? I forgot the dude's name. He says a good fighter is always a fighter who has good defense. Just like Amir Khan, who don't have good defense. If he have good defense, his chin won't be suspect. You see what I'm saying? But you can get knocked down. It's all about getting back up and taking over from there, right? You know what I'm saying? So, but that's what Lomachenko did. I mean, because I think if Terrence Crawford had one loss and he been on the canvas, everybody been talking about that, and you have a good reason to talk about that. You know what I'm saying? Another thing too, with Lomachenko and Terrence Crawford, man, their opponents. Garrett Russell haven't fought nobody when Lomachenko fought him, but he was a good boxer. Got good skills. You know what I'm saying? I would say probably great skills. I'll probably say just like Terrence Crawford and Lomachenko, right? You know what I'm saying? I will say this: not great skills. I say special skills, all of them, right? But the thing about it is, with Terrence Crawford, Terrence Crawford, whose opponent is like Garrett Russell, I would say, let me see. I say Gamboa. But, I say Gamboa and Garrett Russell is about the same a little bit to me. You know what I'm saying? I would say those are about, because Gamboa had good special skills too. Gamboa was getting Terrence Crawford problems, but he got the job done. You see, he TKO'd him. He knocked him out like 3 or 4 times, if I'm not mistaken, right, in that fight, right? Lomachenko's having problems in the lightweight division. He's knocking him down, but he's not TKOing him. But you don't get the TKO all the time. But this is second, third fight in, if I'm not mistaken, right? But yeah, both of them opponents cancel each other out. I would say Gamboa and Garrett Russell. Now his next opponent, Rigondeaux. No, Nicholas Walters. I think it's Nicholas Walters would be Victor Postal in a sense. Victor Postal was like the boogeyman in that division, because then he got Shield moved up in weight. Nicholas Walters, I don't know too much about Nicholas Walters, but those opponents, I think they was undefeated fighters, right? Too. Both was good. I think good fighters, undefeated fighters, but Lomachenko gave Nicholas Walters his first loss, and Terrence Crawford gave Victor Postal his first loss. So they both cancel each other out. Rigondeaux, now you got Rigondeaux, who came up 2 weight classes. Now, I say Julius Ndongo. You know what I'm saying? Those fighters, I mean, they're totally different fighters. I would definitely say that. They was undefeated fighters, but the one thing with Lomachenko, Rigondeaux came up to weight class. He did fight him. He accepted the fight. He sat at the dotted line. So that's Rigondeaux's fault in a sense, you know what I'm saying? But everybody said that Rigondeaux, a lot of people said Rigondeaux was going to win that fight, or it was a 50-50 fight. You know what I'm saying? But he did go 2 weight classes too at the same time. You can't deny that. That's just facts, right? So how much credit can you give Lomachenko for that fight? Julius Ndongo, I mean, he ain't nobody to sneeze at. He ain't a big name. He didn't go up 2 weight classes to fight Terence Crawford. He was in the same weight class as Terence Crawford, and he lost that fight. He gave his first defeat, Terence Crawford, to Julius Ndongo, right? So I say Julius a little bit better than Rigondeaux in the sense as in a better weight class. I say not skill wise. Rigondeaux got better skills, I would say. So what do you mean? You know what? I would say they both cancel each other out because of skill wise. You know what I'm saying? I give Terence Crawford 100% beating Julius Ndongo, but do I give Lomachenko 100% beating Rigondeaux? Yeah, I give him credit, but I can't give him full credit for that because he came up 2 weight classes. You know what I'm saying? I mean that was his first 2 weight classes to fight Lomachenko. You see what I'm saying? Now Lomachenko and Terence Crawford. This is the thing that separates them two at the same time. I would say, right? Terence Crawford has been undisputed. Lomachenko's trying to do that. That's another thing. He's been on the canvas and he got 1 loss, and Terence Crawford don't have no loss. He never been on canvas. And another thing too, Terence Crawford wanted to fight Manny Pacquiao. Lomachenko didn't want to fight Manny Pacquiao. That's a difference. You know what I'm saying? Terence Crawford wanted to, and then another thing is Terence Crawford wanted to fight. When somebody brought out Lomachenko fighting Terence Crawford fighting Lomachenko. Guess what? Terence Crawford say he with it. He'll fight Lomachenko. Lomachenko say he didn't want to fight Terence Crawford. Then now, and that's a difference too. Now he come another opponent that y'all I think nobody's not mentioning, or some people probably did mention, is Michael Garcia. Lomachenko wasn't calling out Michael Garcia until Michael Garcia got his first loss against Errol Spence Jr. You see what I'm saying? Terence Crawford been calling out Michael Garcia for a long time. You know what I'm saying? He been calling him out before Errol Spence. You see what I'm saying? And Mike Garcia's been ducking to me, this is my opinion, been ducking Terence Crawford. Manny Pacquiao been ducking Terence Crawford. Lomachenko been ducking Terence Crawford. He ducked Terence Crawford when they was almost at the same weight. You see what I'm saying? I think Terence Crawford wanted to fight him at a catch weight, right? I mean, both of them would have been at a disadvantage in the sense of the word, right? But those fights didn't happen, right? You know what I'm saying? So those are difference. That's the difference right there. You know what I'm saying? We see with the PBC, Danny Garcia don't want to fight Terence Crawford. He been ducking him. Keith Thurman been talking a lot of stuff, been ducking Terence Crawford. That's just my opinion. Errol Spence, that's you know, everybody talking about. Some people been saying Errol Spence been ducking Terence Crawford. I don't know about that. I don't know. That's a question mark right there. We'll see definitely down the road, right? When the fight is being negotiated with them too, right? So those are the difference between them. And then Terence Crawford's fighting bigger opponents. Lomachenko's fighting opponents maybe smaller than him, maybe a little bit taller than him too. Luke Campbell, Linares, I think was taller than Lomachenko, but Terence Crawford, the only opponent that he been was smaller than him as height wise was Gamboa, but Gamboa gave Terence Crawford his best fight. You know what I'm saying? So far, everybody else he been wiping out. Lomachenko, Luke Campbell, he didn't wipe him out. He did knock him down. Linares, he didn't. Lomachenko didn't wipe him out. He did not. He got dropped by Linares, but Lomachenko did drop Linares and TKO him. You see what I'm saying? He did wipe him out. He didn't wipe out Luke Campbell. And who was the other fighter that? I mean, he didn't wipe out Pedraza. He didn't knock him down, but he didn't wipe him out. It went to 12 rounds, just like Luke Campbell. The only fighter that didn't go 12 was Linares. It didn't go. It went most of the rounds, but it didn't get. It didn't go to the judges. I'll say that, right? But those are the difference between why Terence Crawford is pound for number one. But you could make a case Canelo is number one. Canelo Alvarez is going to be number one because he fought Danny Jacobs. He did beat Triple G in the second fight. You see what I'm saying? He do got Laura on his resume and Austin Trout, which was those two fights are suspect in a sense, especially the Laura fight, right? Laura, I thought won that fight, right? And you got Shane Mosley, you got Miguel Cotto, you got Floyd Mayweather, which he lost that fight, but he did fight. His resume as in Hall of Famers is better than everybody, Lomachenko and Chance Crawford. So you could make that. You could make that. If you base it off of that, Canelo Alvarez is the pound for pound number one. But if you're talking about skill wise, I think Chance Crawford's is better all around complete fighter, and Lomachenko's better than all around complete fighter than the Canelo Alvarez. But I do have Canelo Alvarez over Lomachenko. I have Chance Crawford number one. I have Alexander Usyk number two. I still stick it because he unified a weight division. Now when Lomachenko do that, they're popping back up to number two, or maybe even number one. It depends. Well, number one, I say number two because he still got that one loss. That's holding him back. It depends on how he whoever he beat. Teofimo Lopez. Well, Teofimo Lopez is not nobody. He's making a lot. He's the reason why he's making a lot of noise and his name out there because he keep on mentioning Lomachenko. That's clout chasing at the same time. It might not be clout chasing, but I think right now it is. But I could be wrong. I hope I am wrong. But and then Richard Corman, that'd be a good fight too with Lomachenko. You know what I'm saying? So I read him fight. I read Lomachenko fight Richard Corman. I think that'd be a good fight. I mean, if Lomachenko fight Teofimo Lopez, they say he was nobody. He don't got nobody on his resume, which he don't have nobody on his resume. I think Richard Corman got a better resume than Teofimo Lopez. But I think between because Teofimo Lopez and versus Richard Corman, that's a 50-50 fight. I think Richard Corman might edge it out. We definitely see that because them black Africans from Ghana, man, them some good fighters, man. But that's the difference between Lomachenko and Chance Crawford. That's why he is the pound for pound number one for right now. And I think next year is going to be totally different for Chance Crawford if he don't sign. His contract is up with Top Rank. I think Chance Crawford knows what's going on. Was why everybody keep on saying that. I think it's getting to him too at the same time. Even though he's not talking about it, he sees it. He's on YouTube. He had people on YouTube telling him, and he got an Instagram page. And why would he not be on YouTube if he got an Instagram page? He got a Twitter account too. You see what I'm saying? So he knows what goes on, right? So that's why Chance Crawford is my pound for pound number one because of those reasons. And Lomachenko is trying to catch up with Chance Crawford, but he'll be number two, and that's the only reason. But even if he beat Gervonta Davis haven't beat nobody. He been beating people that been coming up on weight. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm just keeping it real. So what kind of confidence would that be? So he really, and that's not really Lomachenko's fault. You know what I'm saying? So, but at the same time, the people he could have fought was Manny Pacquiao and Mikey Garcia and Terrence Crawford. He could have fought those people, but he never fought them. So he really, that was really his fault to a certain degree. You know what I'm saying? So, but what y'all think about what I'm talking about? So, if you have anything to talk, if you disagree with me or you agree with me, even if you agree with me, say something. Leave a comment at the bottom of my page. Subscribe to my page. Like my page. Hit the notification bell for new videos from me. This is JT from Bum Below the Belt. All right, bye.